Right now, as you're watching this, a life-threatening Arctic blast is racing toward your neighborhood. And what I'm about to show you in the next 25 minutes could be the difference between being prepared and being caught off guard. The winter storm that just devastated Nashville is only the beginning. What comes next is far worse. Temperatures are about to crash to levels we haven't seen in years, and another wave of snow is already forming. Stay with me because at the 30-second mark, I'm giving you the exact timeline for when this dangerous cold hits your city. Here's what's happening right now. Nearly 90% of Nashville is without power. 100-year-old trees are snapping like toothpicks. Ice accumulation in some areas reached over 1 inch thick, heavy enough to bring down power lines across entire neighborhoods. And the storm that caused this chaos? It's not even finished yet. But here's the reward I promised you. In the next 60 seconds, I'm going to tell you exactly when the worst cold arrives in your area, and at the 5-minute mark, I'm revealing the cities that could see another significant snowfall event by the end of this week. Comment below where you're located right now, and I'll get you a personalized forecast for your exact area. Let's start with what's happening at this very moment. Heavy snow is still pounding New England. Boston is getting slammed with another 12 to 14 inches on top of what's already fallen. We're talking about 2 feet total in some neighborhoods. Hartford, Providence, Portland, Maine, Burlington, Vermont, all seeing over a foot of additional snow through Monday night. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. The storm underperformed in Oklahoma. Instead of the catastrophic ice storm, forecasters feared most areas got 6 to 12 inches of snow mixed with sleet. Oklahoma City, Tulsa, even down toward Lawton. You dodged a bullet. The sleet prevented the worst ice accumulation scenarios. Cincinnati, you overperformed. 17 inches of snow. Indianapolis saw 16 inches. Columbus got hammered with 15 inches. The Ohio Valley got hit harder than any model predicted 72 hours ago. Now, pay close attention because what I'm about to tell you affects 70 million Americans. The winter storm is winding down, yes, but the danger is actually increasing. Why? Because of what's coming behind it. An Arctic air mass so intense, so widespread, that it's going to lock the entire eastern half of the United States in a deep freeze for the next 7 to 10 days. And here's the critical detail. All that snow and ice on the ground right now, it's not melting anytime soon. Let me give you the timeline city by city, and I want you to really listen because this is going to impact your daily life for the next week. Tonight, Sunday night into Monday morning, temperatures crash across the South. Atlanta drops to 28 degrees. Any moisture left on the roads freezes into black ice. Huntsville, Alabama, you're going down to 25 degrees. Birmingham, 26 degrees. These aren't just cold temperatures. This is a refreeze event that creates extremely dangerous driving conditions. Dallas, Fort Worth, your overnight low hits 18 degrees. That's 14 degrees below freezing. Houston, you're dropping to 32 degrees, right at the freezing point. Austin, 29 degrees. San Antonio, 31 degrees. All of South Texas is flirting with a freeze. Monday morning gets brutal. Chicago wakes up to wind chills of 20 below zero. Milwaukee, 22 below zero. Minneapolis, you're looking at wind chills approaching 30 below zero. This is dangerous cold where exposed skin can get frostbite in under 10 minutes. Detroit, wind chills of 18 below zero. Cleveland, 16 below zero. Buffalo, even with all your snow, wind chills drop to 14 below zero. Pittsburgh, 12 below zero. These are the kind of wind chills that strain power grids and heating systems. Columbus, Ohio, 10 below zero wind chill. Indianapolis, 12 below zero. Cincinnati, 10 below zero. Louisville, 8 below zero. Nashville, even with your power outages, you're dealing with wind chills around 5 below zero. This makes recovery efforts extremely difficult. Here's where it gets interesting. Monday afternoon, most cities don't warm up. Memphis, your high temperature is 29 degrees. You stay below freezing all day. Little Rock, 30 degrees. You barely touch freezing. Shreveport, 32 degrees. Jackson, Mississippi, 31 degrees. Oklahoma City, your Monday high is only 26 degrees. Tulsa, 28 degrees. Wichita, 24 degrees. You're staying well below freezing with all that snow on the ground. St. Louis, you top out at 27 degrees Monday. Kansas City, 25 degrees. Des Moines, 19 degrees. Omaha, 21 degrees. The entire Midwest is locked in the freezer. Now, here's the question everyone's asking. When does it warm up? And the answer is going to surprise you. For some of you, not until next weekend. Let me break this down day by day. Tuesday, things don't improve much. Dallas, you finally get above freezing, hitting 38 degrees. Fort Worth, 37 degrees. That's good news because it means some melting. Oklahoma City, you get to 34 degrees. Tulsa, 35 degrees. Slight improvement, but you've got so much snow, it's not melting quickly. But watch what happens in Tennessee and Kentucky. Nashville, your Tuesday high is 31 degrees, still below freezing. Knoxville, 30 degrees. Memphis, 32 degrees. Chattanooga, 29 degrees. You're stuck in the deep freeze. Louisville, 32 degrees on Tuesday. Lexington, 31 degrees. Paducah, 30 degrees. The entire state of Kentucky stays at or below freezing. Atlanta, you get a break. 42 degrees on Tuesday. Charlotte, 40 degrees. Raleigh, 39 degrees. The southeast starts to thaw, but the mid-south stays frozen. Wednesday brings another blast. This is the second wave I mentioned at the beginning. A new shot of Arctic air drops south out of Canada. Chicago, your Wednesday high, is only 22 degrees. Milwaukee, 20 degrees. Minneapolis, 12 degrees. This is January cold in late January, but it's unusually persistent. And here's the kicker. Another weather system is forming. Thursday and Friday, we're tracking the possibility of snow returning to Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, and the Mid-Atlantic. This won't be as significant as what just happened, but we could see 3 to 6 inches in some areas. Little Rock, you're in the bullseye for Thursday. Memphis, you could see snow Thursday night into Friday. Nashville, still dealing with power outages, could see additional light to moderate snow Friday. Louisville, Lexington, Frankfort, all of you are in the potential zone for accumulating snow late this week. The models are showing something else interesting. A possible interaction between Gulf moisture and Arctic air Saturday. If this comes together, and it's still uncertain, we could see snow as far south as Baton Rouge, Lafayette, even toward the Gulf Coast of Mississippi and Alabama. New Orleans? I'm watching your forecast closely for Saturday. Mobile, Biloxi, Gulfport. There's a low-end chance you could see snowflakes Saturday if this sets up correctly. It's not a guarantee, but it's on the table. Now let me give you the extended outlook for major cities, because this is what you really need to know for planning purposes. New York City. You're looking at highs in the 20s through Wednesday, then climbing to the low 30s Thursday and Friday. Weekend temperatures rebound to the upper 30s. Philadelphia. Similar pattern. Boston. You stay colder longer because of all that snow. Your highs don't get above freezing until Thursday. Washington, D.C. You warm up faster. Highs in the upper 30s by Wednesday, low 40s by the weekend. Baltimore, Richmond, Norfolk. You're tracking slightly milder, but still cold by your standards. Miami, you're not dealing with any of this Arctic air directly, but temperatures do drop. Overnight lows in the upper 50s. Tuesday and Wednesday night, that's jacket weather for South Florida. Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, you're looking at overnight lows in the upper 30s to low 40s through midweek. Frost is possible inland. Phoenix, Las Vegas, you're staying mild. This Arctic outbreak doesn't reach the desert Southwest. Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, you're completely unaffected by this eastern cold blast. Seattle, Portland, you've got rain this week. 1 to 2 inches possible Tuesday through Thursday, which could lead to localized flooding in typical prone areas. Spokane, Boise, you could see some light snow midweek as a weak system moves through. Salt Lake City. Denver, you're actually warming up. This Arctic air is staying east of the Rockies. Denver, your temperatures climb to the 50s by Wednesday. Salt Lake City, mid-40s most of the week. Albuquerque, El Paso, you're staying dry and seasonable. Temperatures in the 50s throughout the week. Let's talk about the cities still dealing with crisis situations right now. Nashville, this is critical information. 90% of you are without power. With overnight lows in the teens and low 20s through Wednesday, this is a dangerous situation. The snow and ice accumulation brought down so many trees and power lines that restoration could take a week or longer in some areas. If you're in Nashville, Murfreesboro, Franklin, Brentwood, Hendersonville, you need to take this seriously. Find warming centers. Check on elderly neighbors. Do not use generators indoors. Carbon monoxide poisoning is a real threat during extended outages. Knoxville, you've got significant tree damage and power outages as well. Oak Ridge, Maryville, Sevierville, all dealing with similar issues. Chattanooga, your situation is improving faster, but you've still got thousands without power. Memphis, your ice accumulation wasn't as severe as feared, but you've still got dangerous cold settling in. Jackson, Mississippi, Meridian, Hattiesburg, you dodged the worst ice, but falling temperatures tonight create a refreeze risk. Montgomery, Alabama, same story. Tuscaloosa, Huntsville, Birmingham, watch for black ice Monday morning. Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky, your snow totals were impressive. Louisville picked up 14 inches in some areas. Lexington got 12 inches. Both cities are looking at temperatures staying at or below freezing through Wednesday. That snow isn't going anywhere fast. Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, the Ohio Trio, you all overperformed on snow. Cincinnati's 17 inches is going to stick around through the weekend. Cleveland's 15 inches. Same thing. Columbus, your 14 inches of snow isn't melting until we get sustained temperatures above freezing, which doesn't happen until late week. Indianapolis, you're in the same boat. 16 inches of snow with daytime highs below freezing through Tuesday means you're looking at snow-covered conditions through at least Thursday. Chicago, you didn't get the big snow from this storm, but the cold is intense. Wind chills Monday morning of 20 below zero make waiting for the train or bus absolutely brutal. Milwaukee, Madison, Rockford, same story. Detroit, your snow accumulation was moderate, but the cold is the story. Wind chills of 18 below zero Monday morning are dangerous. Ann Arbor, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Flint, all of you are dealing with this Arctic blast. Pittsburgh, your 11 inches of snow is sticking around. Erie got 16 inches with lake effect on top of the storm snow. Altoona, Johnstown, State College, all dealing with significant snow that's not melting soon. Buffalo, you're approaching 2 feet of snow in some areas. Rochester, Syracuse, Albany, all of you picked up over a foot. The entire upstate New York region is snow-covered with more lake effect possible later this week. Hartford, Springfield, Worcester, you're still in the middle of the storm right now. Another 6 to 10 inches falls tonight into Monday morning. Providence, you're looking at 8 to 12 more inches. The southern New England region is getting absolutely buried. Portland, Maine, Bangor, Augusta, you're picking up another 12 to 18 inches through Monday. This is a significant snowfall even by Maine standards. Here's something most people aren't talking about, but it's crucial. The prolonged cold means roads stay icy for days. Even roads that get plowed have a layer of packed snow and ice that won't melt. Side streets in Nashville, Memphis, Little Rock, these could stay impassable until the weekend. Schools are going to be closed across the South through at least Wednesday. Some districts in Tennessee and Kentucky might not reopen until next Monday. That's a full week of closures. Power restoration in the hardest-hit areas could take 7 to 10 days. Utility crews are working around the clock. But when you've got thousands of trees down across power lines, it's not a quick fix. It's labor-intensive work that requires clearing the tree, repairing or replacing the line, then restoring power section by section. Airports are recovering. Nashville International is operating on limited capacity. Memphis, same situation. Charlotte, Raleigh, you're back to near normal operations. Atlanta never really shut down, just delays. Dallas-Fort Worth had Sunday closures, but Monday looks better. Northern airports are managing. Chicago O'Hare, some delays but operational. Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, all operating with weather-related delays. Boston, you're still dealing with ongoing snow, so expect significant delays Monday. Now, let's talk about what happens next week. This is where uncertainty increases, but also where you need to pay attention because the pattern could set up for another winter weather event. Early next week, which is the first week of February, we're watching for another potential storm system. It's too early to give you specific details, but the ingredients are there. Cold air in place across the east, potential energy coming out of the Pacific, and a possible track that could bring snow to areas from Texas to the mid-Atlantic. Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio. It's too early to say if you're in the zone, but you need to monitor forecasts closely starting Thursday. Little Rock, Memphis, Nashville, Birmingham, Atlanta, same thing. The pattern is conducive to winter weather, but the specifics won't be clear until midweek. St. Louis, Kansas City, Indianapolis, Louisville, Cincinnati. You're in the potential impact zone if this develops. Washington, Philadelphia, New York, Boston. You could see this too. But again, specifics are days away. What I can tell you with confidence is that the cold isn't going anywhere. Extended forecasts show below-average temperatures persisting across the eastern two-thirds of the United States through at least February 10th. That's 2 full weeks of sustained cold. For the West, you're looking at near to above-average temperatures. Seattle hits 52 degrees by Friday. Portland, 50 degrees. San Francisco, mid-60s all week. Los Angeles, low 70s. Phoenix, upper 70s to low 80s. The West is enjoying early spring weather while the East freezes. Here's what you need to do right now. Regardless of where you live, if you're in the affected zone, check your emergency supplies. Do you have flashlights with fresh batteries, bottled water, non-perishable food for 3 to 5 days? A battery-powered radio? A way to charge your phone without electricity? If you lost power, report it to your utility company. Don't assume they know. Call it in or use their app. Check your pipes. Let faucets drip if temperatures are below freezing. Open cabinet doors under sinks to let warm air circulate. Homes in the South aren't built for prolonged freezing temperatures like this. Bring pets inside. Outdoor animals can't survive wind chills of 0 or below. Clear snow away from heating vents and exhaust pipes. Carbon monoxide buildup is deadly. Don't travel unless absolutely necessary. Even if main roads are clear, secondary roads are treacherous. Black ice forms overnight and is nearly invisible. If you must drive, keep a winter emergency kit in your car. Blankets, water, snacks, a flashlight, jumper cables, a phone charger. The question I keep getting is this normal? Is climate change making this worse or better? Here's the science. Arctic outbreaks like this have always happened. What's changing is the pattern. We're seeing more variability, warmer winters on average. But when cold air breaks loose from the Arctic, it can be just as intense as it ever was. The jet stream, which normally keeps Arctic air contained up north, is becoming more wobbly. When it dips far south like this, you get these extreme cold outbreaks. But they don't last as long as they used to. 20 years ago, this cold pattern might persist for 3 weeks. Now, we're looking at 10 to 14 days before it breaks. Here's what's coming in the next few days that you need to prepare for. Monday, the coldest morning. Tuesday, still very cold. Wednesday, another reinforcing shot of Arctic air. Thursday, Friday, possible snow across the mid-south and southeast. Saturday, potential coastal system bringing snow to the Gulf Coast. Next week, another possible winter storm. Details still uncertain. Your action items for each day. Monday, avoid travel, extreme wind chills. Tuesday, continue limiting outdoor exposure. Wednesday, prepare for possible additional winter weather Thursday, Friday. Thursday, Friday, monitor forecasts closely for your area. Saturday, Sunday, check extended forecasts for next week's potential system. For those of you asking about specific neighborhoods, here's how to get hyperlocal information. Comment below with your city and zip code. I'll respond with detailed forecasts for your exact area. The more specific you are, the better forecast I can give you. Now, let me address some common questions I'm seeing. Will schools reopen Tuesday? In most of the South, no. Cold temperatures and icy roads make it unsafe. Earliest we're looking at is Wednesday or Thursday for most districts, but some might stay closed all week. When will power be restored? It depends on your area. If you're in Nashville, Memphis, or other hard-hit cities, it could be a week. Crews are working 24/7, but the damage is extensive. Priority goes to hospitals, emergency services, then residential areas. Can I go outside in this cold? Limit exposure. If you must go out, dress in layers, cover all exposed skin, and don't stay out longer than necessary. Frostbite can occur in minutes with these wind chills. Is it safe to use my fireplace? Yes, if it's properly maintained. Make sure your flue is open. Never burn trash or cardboard. Only burn proper firewood. Have working smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. Should I let my car warm up? In extreme cold? Yes. 5 to 10 minutes of idle time helps your engine and gets the interior comfortable. But never warm up your car in an enclosed garage. Carbon monoxide poisoning is deadly. What about my plants? Outdoor plants and pots should be brought inside or covered. In-ground plants, there's not much you can do. The extended freeze will damage or kill tender plants. Hardy plants should survive. Looking ahead to next weekend, we could see a pattern shift beginning. Not a complete warm-up, but a gradual moderation. Temperatures might climb back to near average levels by February 8th or 9th. But before we get there, we've got to get through this week and the potential for additional winter weather. The cities most likely to see additional snow later this week are Little Rock, Memphis, Nashville, Louisville, Lexington, Huntington, West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia, Roanoke, Virginia, Lynchburg, Virginia, and Richmond, Virginia. This would be Thursday night into Friday. The cities most likely to see the potential Gulf Coast snow Saturday are New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Lake Charles, Alexandria, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Meridian, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, and Pensacola, Florida. This is low confidence right now, but worth watching. Major cities in the Northeast, you're looking at another potential snow event early next week. Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. All of you could be in play for accumulating snow Monday or Tuesday of next week if the pattern evolves, as some models suggest. Here's the big picture. We're in an active winter pattern. Cold air is locked in place. Multiple opportunities for winter weather exist over the next 10 days. If you live anywhere from Texas to Maine, you need to stay alert and prepared. The worst-case scenario would be a major coastal storm developing next week that brings significant snow to the I-95 corridor. It's too early to say if that happens, but the ingredients are aligning. Best-case scenario, we see clipper systems that bring light snow but nothing major, and temperatures gradually moderate through early February. Most likely scenario, somewhere in between. Periods of light to moderate snow, persistently cold temperatures, and a gradual warming trend beginning around February 8th. Comment below with where you're watching from. Tell me what you're seeing outside your window right now. Share your snow totals, your power situation, your temperature readings. The more information we share, the better picture we have of what's happening across the country. And here's what's coming in my next video. I'm going to do a deep dive into that potential storm system for early next week. I'll have model analysis, city-by-city forecasts, and timing breakdowns. That video drops Tuesday morning. Don't miss it because if you're in the impact zone, you'll want to know well in advance. This winter isn't over. We're only in late January. February can be just as active for winter weather. The pattern we're in right now could persist through mid-February. That means multiple opportunities for snow and ice across the southern and eastern United States. Stay warm, stay safe, and stay tuned. The next 48 hours are critical for determining what happens later this week. I'll be updating you every step of the way.